Hey guys, I want to show you some variations of the Go Time because it locks your body up, and it's a big secret that will help you keep the weight off. If Hey, what's up? One of the best exercises I think we can do for the lower body, for the legs, is step-ups. This can be done a variety of different ways. I'm going to show you some ways that I think you can make it more effective. So a lot of times I see people not necessarily doing it wrong, but I believe they could do it a little bit better, and that's what I want to show you now. So this could be done on a box, or it could be done on a bench a little bit higher, could be done on steps outside, whatever you got that you can step up on. Now there's a lot of different ways you could do it. You could alternate. I come up on this leg, then I could switch and do the other leg. That's cool. That's one way to do it. You could do alternating like that if you want, but to really feel the burn, keep going on one leg. And what I mean is, like if this foot is up there, I'm coming up on my right leg, then I'm going down on my right leg. Okay, so I'm coming down slower, using the muscles on this leg to come down. Now I'm gonna come up on this leg and go down on that leg again. So if I do this over and over again, I'm keeping the burn on this right leg. Whereas if I alternate, I'm not really keeping the burn on that same leg as much, okay? So this is a way to really burn out one leg, okay? So that, I believe, that's better than alternating back and forth. You just feel the burn better. These could be done with weights or without weights, of course. Now, here's something else. So naturally, when we step up onto something, you lean forward, you put your weight on top of your foot, and then you step up. And then when you step down, in the real world, you would naturally lean forward and come down like that. So you go back down in the same groove. You go back down in the same groove that you're coming up. You put your weight on top of the leg and go down. What I see a lot of times when people do step ups is they're trying to be too strict with it. They're trying to stay straight up and down, and then they stay straight up and down when they come down, and then they're just letting gravity take them down to the floor. Well, that could be dangerous if you're coming down too hard because you're landing on that foot really hard. But then you're also not using the muscles to come back down like you were to go back up. So if I just let gravity bring me down, that didn't do anything on this leg. I'm only using this leg to go up, and that's if I do it that way. But if I hinge forward, put the weight on top of this leg, there's a whole lot of weight on this leg right now. Act like you're dipping your foot in the swimming pool. If you were to dip your foot in the pool, you would reach back, put this weight on top of this leg. So you're doing the same thing in order to come down slower, because the goal is to do as much work as you can on this leg. So the longer I can keep weight on this leg, the slower or the more control I can have going down to the floor and set down softly, then the longer and harder that I work this leg that's on the box. So I'm leaning forward, putting my weight on top of this leg and coming up. Standing it up nice and tall. Then I hinge, pushing the hips back, keeping the weight on top of this leg again, and going down. Come up, then go down. So I can come up a little quicker, go down a little slower, keeping the weight on the same leg. All right? That, I believe, is more effective than alternating back and forth. That's a great cardio step exercise, but if you want to be more effective, then try doing it one leg at a time. You could do 5 on each side or 10 each side, whatever it is that you're doing. Another way to do this exercise even harder is to come down super slow, and if you're doing it on a box, maybe you could ride your foot down along the edge of the box to help you keep balance, and then come up. So this can be done from the side or from the front, doesn't really matter, you're still doing the same thing. Another thing you can do to make it even harder is to not push off with this leg that's on the floor. So if I only come down, if I keep these toes up on this foot, keep the toes up and only touch with my heel, and then come up, I didn't get any push off with this leg. So I'm using a whole lot more strength on this leg that's on the box to come up. That's like 25% harder than it is if I push off with this leg. So that's just a way to make this exercise a little more effective and a little more challenging for the leg that you're working, using the muscles to come up and using the muscles to go down. Adding weight makes it even more challenging. And doing step ups like this is a great way to overload the legs, to really work the legs if you don't have a lot of weight. And it also doesn't put as much pressure on the lower back as if you were doing squats. So box step-ups is a very efficient, functional way to work the lower body.